Okay, we're live. Welcome, everybody. It's Bruce here, traveling with Bruce. Welcome to the big show here, 8 o'clock, Monday night. It's October the 11th, 2021. Welcome, one, welcome all from around the world. Tell me, where are you watching me from tonight? What's your temperature out there? Are you still getting the hot summer weather, or are you starting to get the fall slash winter weather? Where we are, Jennifer and I, we're located in Palm Desert, California, and it's pretty darn nice. Let me show you the harsh conditions that we're handling right now. This is kind of a view of the area we're looking at right now. We're in the Monterey Golf and Country Club here in Palm Desert, California. Bunch of condos with the golf greens and the fairways and all that. Absolutely fabulous. We're loving it, enjoying it immensely. It's a bit windy this afternoon, but you know what? Wind I can handle. 81-degree high today. I can handle that too. We're going up to the 90s by the weekend. Probably going to hit 90, 91. So I can handle that kind of weather. This is a typical view here of a lot of our the backyards that we have. You can see the condos out in the distance. They line the fairways, and we get to see the golfers going by, and we hang out in the patios if we want. We see these mountains all around us. Absolutely fantastic. Here's another shot right here. Just a gorgeous place, and this is built so you can relax and recover from your hard summer up north. Come on down. I'm loving it. We've been here now 5 6 days, and it's absolutely fabulous. We're driving a Tesla. I'm loving this. I'm driving a Model 3 Tesla that I rented through Turo, and we're really enjoying this car. It's a real learning curve, very exciting. And I tell you, we're not unique though. Around this valley, there are Teslas everywhere. We are not the outliers. No, Teslas are quite common around here. But I can see why, because man, oh man, they are such a neat car to have. This area is perfectly designed for a Tesla. A lot of the speed limits around here on the major thoroughfares, 45 to 50 miles an hour, are typical speed limits around here. And so you set it and forget it. Talk about a pleasure to drive. And, I just plug the vehicle in the garage. We come in here in the evening, I park the car in the garage, close the garage door, open up the little door on the side of the car, plug it in on the 110 outlet. Heck, 12, 14 hours later, I got another 70, 80, 100 miles of range. I don't even drive that much in a day. This car is almost fully charged all the time, just off the 110 outlet. I know that I can always go to the supercharger for a hurry. Don't need one. I don't drive enough at the moment. Quite an interesting time. Welcome, one, welcome all to the channel. I got some news for you today that I'll fill you in on. Also say hello to everybody. We've got news coming out tonight that apparently there's a spat going on between the state of Florida and Carnival Cruise Line with all of its lines, Royal Caribbean with all of its cruise lines, and Disney. Apparently, the three cruise lines are possibly in violation. This is what's being investigated right now. They might be in violation of state law, where it is illegal for a business to inquire whether or not a customer has been vaccinated or not. Against state law, no business has a right to ask a person whether or not you've been inoculated or not. Now, I guess if you're going into a Starbucks and picking up a coffee, or you're doing a drive-through, you order your coffee from the car, they make it, and they hand it to you. You pay with a debit card by just touching the scanner. There's virtually no touch interaction. There's no chance of you breathing the air that the employees are breathing, or vice versa, because you're in your car outside, they're in the store inside, and there's very little interaction. But with a cruise line, it's kind of different, isn't it? Isn't it kind of a scenario where you have on board the ship maybe 1,000 people who are working the ship, the employees? You then have the possibility of 1 or 2,000 people coming onto a cruise ship that is a restricted area. I mean, after all, as big as these ships are and as many decks as they've got, you're still talking about 3,000 people in total that could be on a cruise ship for like a week. And so, as a passenger, I would feel comfortable knowing that if I was inoculated, that everyone else is inoculated, just to kind of minimize the potential of spreading the disease among us. I can see why we would wear masks in the public areas. I can see that it would make sense at this time. I can also see where the cruise line, would have uh, a reasonable excuse to verify that everyone coming on the ship has been inoculated, because you don't want to have non-vaccinated people on a ship intermingling with those who have been, because even if you have been inoculated, some of the vaccines are only 70 to 80% effective in keeping you healthy. You still have and run the risk of catching the virus. It could be bad, it could be not so bad, but there's still a chance. Now, I would think that if you limit the ship to fully vaccinated passengers only and crew, the odds now of catching this disease are way, way down. But if you can't ask passengers coming on your ship whether or not they've been inoculated or not, and you have anti-vaxxers coming onto a cruise who will never want to get a vaccination anyway, they might be coming on the ship without knowing it, being a super spreader. They're carrying the virus they don't know they have, because they're not feeling a devastating effect of the virus, or they only just caught it in the last week and it hasn't matured yet. I mean, I don't know. How can the cruise lines not verify that its passengers and crew are fully vaccinated? Now, as far as I'm aware, I believe the way it works is the state of Florida, governs the land of Florida, uh, but not all of the land of Florida. In other words, certain parts of the state of Florida, like any other state, are federal land, like airports with international departure lounges and stuff. I mean, you're clearing, you're coming in from the United Kingdom to Miami, and you're clearing customs. You're in federal jurisdiction. You might be in the state of Florida as a whole, but where the federal officers are to clear immigrants and visitors to the country, that's federal territory. Those are federal laws. You break a law there, you're breaking a federal law. The CDC, I have a feeling, has jurisdiction over the state of Florida in certain matters with respect to health. And I would think that the Department of Homeland Security, which runs the ports in Miami and in the Carolinas and in New York and in Galveston and Los Angeles, wherever there's cruise ships, there's the CDC, there's the Department of Homeland Security and the CDC and the Customs and Immigration Service. They're all there. It's all federal. And I think that the waterways are federally mandated. And after all, the Coast Guard is not the Florida Coast Guard. It's the United States Coast Guard, right? So it's all mandated and run by the federal government of the United States, not the state government. So if the cruise lines are working with the CDC and the Department of Homeland Security, Customs and Immigration people to handle passengers coming on and getting off of cruise ships on federal land, which is the ports, I would have to think that if the CDC says to the cruise lines, you have to verify that everybody on this cruise ship is inoculated, they have to do it. And I don't think they're breaking state law now. I think they're following federal law, not breaking state law, because federal law trumps state law when it comes to that kind of thing. As far as I know, I'm only a Canadian. Don't give me a hard time. Just saying. So I don't know if DeSantis can actually charge the cruise lines with any kind of violation of state law when they're following CDC guidelines with regards to the boarding and unboarding of passengers at federally managed port facilities and supervised port facilities. I kind of wonder if Florida can't supersede on that. I'm just wondering. I don't know. Now maybe Florida has a problem because the cruise lines are saying, for example, you're booking a cruise yourself on the internet. It's a possibility that when you're on the website of the cruise line, they are giving you the warning thing, that by clicking agree, you click this box to agree to these rules, and one of the all the rules in there have to do with CDC mandating that you've been vaccinated and all that. And if you say agree, you now give up your right to be protected under state law because you're now under the federal side of things. Again, I don't know how this is going to play out. I'm sure DeSantis is going for a power play to try to, make his point. But I'm curious to see where this goes to, because at the end of the day, I don't care how high the court level goes. You're going to go to federal court, and then you're going to go to the Supreme Court. And I don't know how DeSantis is thinking. He thinks he's going to win in the Supreme Court, where it's the United States versus Florida, and who has control over the waterways. I think the federal government wins hands down every single time. I mean, this is national security. I don't think states' rights have a hope and prayer in this area, but it sure looks good for DeSantis in his reelection bid to be governor again. He's trying to protect Americans and their freedom, whatever that crap is. Anyway, I don't know how many. I wonder. Sadly, I wonder how many adults have passed away in Florida since this whole thing began, because of some of the policies of the state of Florida that has allowed this virus to flourish in Florida, absolutely flourish. What saddens me is it's bad enough that there have been many adults who've passed away from this, many, many. What really gets me is how many 4-year-old children have lost parents, not knowing that it could have been prevented because of politics. I think this is where it's inexcusable. There are the adults who willingly didn't get the vaccine and who willingly didn't want to do it and all that kind of crap, and they got ill and they passed away. Then there are the adults who caught the virus, who had no idea they were catching the virus. Maybe they weren't eligible for a vaccine yet. The vaccine hadn't been developed yet. I don't know. Social distancing wasn't being observed. Masking wasn't being observed. Restaurant occupancy levels were wide open. All this sort of stuff. And how many people caught the virus and passed away from it and left behind 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 10-year-old children that will forever not have a natural parent. That's the shame of it to me. That's what really gets me, because these folks, these kids, they had no idea. They have no idea that this is political. They have no idea that this is anti-science at its worst. They have no idea. And maybe when they grow up, they'll agree with it, that it was okay with them, that their parents died for the freedom that they wanted. On the other hand, you just lost a mommy and a daddy, or both, or one of them. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, there you go. Other news in the cruise business to tell you about. The Disney Wonder cruise ship. I have a photo of it right here, as a matter of fact. The Disney Wonder right here. This ship is going to divert its itinerary. I guess it was supposed to head to Cabo San Lucas for a stop, which is a very popular stop for Mexican cruises. Now the ship is going to avoid Cabo San Lucas, and it's going to go up to Ensenada instead. And the reason for that is this right here. Look at this thing. This is Tropical Storm Pamela, which is going to become, by all accounts, a hurricane. It looks like it's going to strengthen into a hurricane. and it is actually headed towards Cabo, right at the end of the Baja Peninsula there, and it's going to create a bit of havoc. So, unfortunately, this storm system is creating all kinds of problems. I'm sure that they've also got problems in Mazatlan and Puerto Vallarta, depending on which cruise ship is sailing when to the area. Usually, these storms will head off to the west, and they will just avoid land and just go west. But there are times where these storm systems will get caught up in a jet stream and will actually go up the Baja Peninsula, either on the west coast side or right up the middle through the Straits of Baja, and peter out in Arizona and Southern California. So anyway, this thing is such a menace now. It's so big and so powerful that the Disney Wonder right here is not going to tangle with it, and is just immediately going to Ensenada instead of going to Cabo, which is a disappointment for the passengers, but for safety, this ship is not going to tangle with that kind of scenario. So, shows you how cruise lines can outrun and avoid hurricanes. They can absolutely outrun and avoid them, and they will do so for your safety. They will not tangle and even attempt to handle any kind of a ridiculous storm, like even a tropical storm. Just not worth it. Eddie is here. Thank you, Eddie Albert, for coming. Hey, Bruce and Jen, hope all is well. Charlotte, North Carolina is cool, but getting warmer. Gas just went up to $2.99 for regular. Gasoline here in Palm Desert, California, $4.50 to $5 a gallon. That is the price now for gas around here. I don't have to buy any gas because I'm driving this electric Tesla, so that's kind of cool. Nick, I made it, and I'm early too. Hi, Bruce from Alaska. Nick, welcome to the show. Eddie, hope you're out of a hotel enjoying California. We are out of the hotel. We're in a condo, and we're loving it here. Hi, Bruce and TLB family. Kirk from the Big Apple is in the house. Welcome, sir, to the show. Ken is here. Ken Kuchera. Hi, Bruce and all. We're home in Saginaw. Ken and Janet, after 1 week bus tour to Cape Cod, we visited Hyannis, Martha's Vineyard, and Provincetown. We had a great weather. Janet and Ken, welcome both of you to the show tonight. It's nice to see you. Glad you survived the trip intact. You had perfect weather this time of year. It really worked out for you. That is beautiful stuff. Sharon, hi, Bruce and TLB family. Been a long time since I saw you. Like the last show. Jeannie is here too. Jeannie and Bill from East Tennessee. Welcome to the two of you for the big show. Glad you could make it with us. Rebecca, hi there, Bruce. Welcome, Rebecca. Bullcraft, hey, Bruce, hope you're enjoying California. Bullcraft, how long will you stay there for? Are you in a rental home or are you in a hotel? We're in a condo on the golf course. We're here to the end of the year now. We're confirmed in this unit until December 31 at the absolute minimum. This is the area that we're in here. This is very similar to what we're living in right here, these condos. Usually there are 4 to a building, and 2 end units and 2 middle units, and there's usually a pool and jacuzzi nearby. Like every 20th or 30th condo, there's another one of these facilities where there's a jacuzzi, spa type thing, and a pool, and it's all maintained by the golf club. You don't do anything here. We don't have to sweep our deck. We don't have to sweep our driveway. We only have to take out our garbage once a week. They go into these plastic containers, recycling and whatever, and we just wheel them down to the end of our driveway. And then once the truck takes care of it, the local staff, they grab the garbage cans, put them right by your garage door, so that when you pop open your garage door, your 2 empty garbage cans are right there. You just bring them in about 3 feet, bring them inside your garage, and you're good to go until next week. They handle everything. They handle all the outside yard work. They handle all the outside leaf clearing. They handle the golf course work, of course. They handle leaves. You name it. You don't do anything. You only have to tend to the inside of your condo. Even if a light bulb burns out on your outside of your condo, you can call the homeowners association and they will send someone out to replace your light bulb for you, because you don't touch the outside of your condo. They do it for you. Now we're just renting. We're renting from the local golf club. The Monterey Golf and Country Club has a real estate division where they do resales, and they also handle vacation rentals. So if you own a condo here and you're only going to use it 5 months of the year, you can put it up for rent for the other 7 months, and they handle it for you. They'll help guide you on how you should furnish your unit, and what items you should not have and have available for people to use. And they will inspect the unit before and after each rental. They will also work with the cleaners to come in and clean the units, and they inspect that. So as an owner, it's a carefree scenario, and for a renter, it's carefree because it's professionally managed. And I got to tell you, I can handle this. This is an area I can handle hanging out here. It's all good. A little windy today, but I can handle wind. From inside here, there's no wind at all. So we're loving it. Wow, those photos are amazing. Kirk, crazy weather here in New York City. Might hit 80 this week. Bullcraft is at long last. Bruce has his Tesla, even if temporary. That's right. Driving this thing within 10 minutes, I knew I'm getting one of these. Took 10 minutes. I've really been enjoying it. Learning all the little tricks about the car. There's all kinds of things to learn about this car. It's going to take weeks. Handles like a dream. Powerful as get up. I'm only driving a single engine rear wheel drive Tesla. This is the base model. This is the base Model 3 with all the self-driving things. It doesn't have the full self-driving mode that costs $10,000 more. But this car will drive itself on the highway. It will drive itself in the city, except it will not recognize a red light. You have to stop the car yourself. So you got to pay attention. But I'll tell you, it's great. Whenever you're coming into a parking spot, the sensors tell you how many inches away from that concrete thing you're away. You know those concrete things that rip up the bottom of the front of your car? You know what I'm talking about. It tells you how many inches away it is, and a little alarm comes off. So you never get close enough to touch one of those. You put it in reverse, and you've got 3 different cameras showing you all around your car what's going on, and the sensors are going. Unbelievable. It shows you, obviously, where the superchargers are if you need one. It tells you if you are going to a supercharger station, and they have 12 spots where you can charge your car, but there's only 2 available, it'll tell you there's 2 available. It tells you how many available. If it's full, it says there's none available. So when you get there, you're not going to be able to just pull in and charge up. You have to wait your turn. Very smart, really intuitive. The radio, the stereo system on this thing, my gosh, I just hit a button and I say, play me some Alan Jackson. Play me Alan Jackson. I don't even know her name. And next thing you know, that song starts coming on. I didn't even know her name. You ask for Clint Black, Between the Taillights. Next thing you know, you're rocking to that. You tell them to play some Beatles. It starts playing Beatles. Say, play me 60s rock music. It starts playing 60s rock music. It's incredible. And there's another button where if you don't like the song, you hit the button, it goes to the next one. Don't like the one, hit the next one, goes to the next one. Unbelievable. You can ask for a specific group. You can ask for a specific song. You can listen to podcasts. While you're driving, unbelievable. Just amazing. Automatic headlights, automatic windshield wipers. Just smart. Computer on wheels. Really is a computer on wheels. I highly recommend getting one. Nikki, greetings TWB from Jacksonville, Florida. It's 75 degrees outside here. MG Tow, how long does it take to charge a supercharger? Well, I've only been to the supercharger on the first night we were here. We had driven in from LA for 4.5 hours. And we started with 260 miles, and we were down to 48 miles or something like that. I thought, I'm going to charge it up for like 100-something miles. So we had done some unpacking here, and we got in the car. We went to the grocery store, picked up a few things, went to the supercharger here, plugged it in for 25 minutes maybe, added 160 miles to this thing. It was so fast. While it was charging, we were playing with the screen, trying to figure everything out. Time went by, and I thought, well, we already have now, we have 200 miles again. We're good. So we unplugged it, and here in the garage, we have a 110 plug, just a regular household plug. In the car, in the back of the car, there's a little pouch with all these cables. You plug the cable into the wall, the 110 socket. You plug the other end into the back of the car. The car knows what kind of electricity current is coming into it. And I arrive, at 5 in the afternoon. I plug the car in. I don't drive the car until the next day at 1:30 in the afternoon. It's 20 hours. It's just sitting there. And in 20 hours, it's at 110 miles at 110 volts without the supercharger. We don't even drive 100 miles a day around here. So this morning when we got in the car, it was it only had 20 minutes more to go. It would have been fully charged up. I don't need it fully charged. It goes up to like 90%. It's limited there. Phenomenal, just phenomenal. Driving it around town and put on 40, 50 miles and then come in, charge it up overnight. Tomorrow, when I get in the car tomorrow, it'll be fully charged to 90%. It just stops at 90%, just sits there. Doesn't take any more energy. And it's no charge. It's just plugged into this unit, which is part of the rent. I'm not paying $4.50 a gallon for this thing to pop it up. It's fantastic. Well, did you put a pause in one-on-one in classes since you were in California? No, I'm now offering one-on-ones again, Saturdays and Sundays. So we're back to offering one-on-ones on Saturday mornings, Sunday mornings, for those of you who are interested in one of those. You bet. A good evening, Bruce, from the newest members of the 1,000 subs mark. Laugh aloud, Andy and Andre. You've hit 1,000 subs. Way to go, you guys. Congratulations. Hard work. It takes a while. It's nice. It's good to hear. I mean, did you put a pause in the one-on-one sessions and stock classes? I did a pause for the one-on-ones for a couple of weeks while we were moving, but now that we're here, we're back to doing one-on-ones. For classes, I have to reset those up. Probably going to set those up in the next couple of weeks, and we'll start again. Sandy, hello, Bruce and TLB family. Happy Thanksgiving to all the Canadians here. It's always sunny here in Southern California. That's what I find. It's almost always sunny here. Nikki, we impulsively booked a 4-day Royal Caribbean cruise out of Port Canaveral today, 3 weeks from tomorrow. We can't wait. Way to go. Let's do it. Bullcraft, so many companies are requiring the shot in New York City that I think it's a good idea. I agree too. IMG, it's irresponsible for a cruise to do such a thing in the middle of a pandemic. Don't cruise until it's safe. Nick Barshay, Nick, how are you doing? Why would the state of Florida pursue this? The cruise lines add so much to the economy of the state. Why? Are they stupid or is it just political? I think it's political. It's politically stupid, but it's political. I got my flu shot on Friday, says Bullcrack. Jeff, Uncle Bruce, I saw a Cruising with Ben and Dave video. They made the argument that because of vaccine mandates, cruising is now safer than before. Interesting. Ark, I honestly think Carnival, Royal, Norwegian should just ignore the governor of Florida. It's their business at stake, not Mr. DeSantis. They want to run fully vaxxed. I'm with them 100%. I agree. I think that you have to know. You absolutely have to know that everyone's good. I really wonder if there's going to come a day where there'll be a court case where someone is going to try to sue the cruise lines because they got ill on board a ship, that they were suffering from a pre-existing condition, that they had a weakened immune system, and then they caught the virus on the ship from someone who was unvaxxed. Are they going to try to put the two and two together and try to go for settlement? You really wonder. The cruise lines are in the middle here. It's a no-win situation. Jeff, Independence Mall in Philadelphia isn't governed by the state of Pennsylvania. How about that? Gonzo, I just completed a fully vaxxed cruise on Norwegian and never felt safer. How about that? Well, I was going to go to the gaming convention. Too many games, but they did not require a negative test or vaccine. Made it feel unsafe. So I did not go. I'm not going with that. Hello from Bull to Sharon. Hey, how you doing? Rasbo, I have a cruise booked with Norwegian. When you register, you have to put in your vaccination information. There you go, right there. Bullcraft, DeSantis wants to be a king. Jeff G, wow, touching the third rail there, Uncle B. Bullcraft, the kids have suffered so much from the virus, and it makes me so sad. Rasbo, I am not worried about DeSantis. I am more worried there will be snowstorm on my birthday because I have to fly from New Jersey to Florida to Orlando in February, and let's hope that this works out for you. Nick, Florida has had 56,413 coronavirus deaths third highest state in the United States. How many children are parentless now? How many? It's incredible. 5,600, 413. Unbelievable. Here in New Jersey, we get a lot of snow during the winter. Last year, so bad though, we got a lot of snow. MG, a Majestic Princess Maiden called to San Francisco is the first cruise ship to visit since global industry pause. I did hear that today. Eddie, love your stance on Florida. It's bad there due to the government in Florida. DeSantis is an idiot. Hope they all go on an early place where they're happy. I hate Florida due to this political stuff. It's very unfortunate. My friend died early in the pandemic before the vaccine, leaving two teenage boys. And it's not good. Wait, what? Over 600,000 Americans have passed away from what? COVID? That makes me sad to hear. Double D, it's actually over 700,000 COVID deaths now. 700,000. And Rasbo, I know that why I'm nervous. I always cruise in the summer. I have one booked for July 2022. Jeff is here. I think the Carnival ticketing contract worldwide specifies that the contract is determined under Florida state law. That's interesting. Makes me so sad how many people have passed from the virus, says Bullcraft. Rasbo, so sorry. Double D, Florida has around the same population as Australia. However, Florida has had over 55,000 deaths. Australia has had 1,500. Yeah, there's your difference. Rasbo, thank you. Rocky, I got the Pfizer booster on Saturday. I had a 1 or 2 fever yesterday for 3 hours, but that was 97.6 before and 97.4 after, before the Red Sox game started. there's that. Bro, Rocky, glad you're feeling better. I got Moderna, so not booster for me yet. Nikki, fortunately, the daily number of cases here in Florida has been trending down since 8/22. Rasbo, my daughter is a teacher and she's going to get the booster soon. Also, my son who works at the airport. Yes. Jeff G, time to move to Palm Springs. Now you're talking. Rebecca, how is the Tesla treating you so far? Very well. Brucey, is a Disney cruise as amazing as people say? It depends on who you talk to. If you are taking a cruise and you are a huge Disney fan, you're going to love it. You're taking a cruise and you've got children, I think they're going to love it. And I think you're going to be impressed with how they run the whole show. If you're an adult like me and Jennifer in our age bracket and we want to get away from kids right now, might not work for us, but that's all right. Sharon, Rocky, my son was at Tuesday's game in Fenway. By the way, I don't know the current deli prices in New York, but you could check out restaurant menus online. I'm sure pastrami isn't cheap, but it is great, isn't it? Bull, is it expensive to rent in California? I would love to do that someday. That YouTuber life is progress, Brucey. Again, we are not living in a cheap place. That I totally confess. This is not a bargain basement property. It isn't. But if you want to be here January, February, March, you're talking about the most expensive time of year to be here. You want to come in here in July, August, and September, it's really cheap, but it's very hot. So now you got to decide. I used to live here full time, and if you were to live here year round, a condo like we're renting right now would probably run you about $2,000 a month, unfurnished. And then you'd furnish it out. Now, you could probably rent a condo like this, fully furnished, for about $2,500 a month over the year average. It would all average out to that. But the top months, you're up to $4,000 a month. It's very expensive. But this, again, is primo time of the year for at least 3 months, if not 4. And then it varies after that. My wife had no issue with the vaccine booster, says Rocky. Oscar, hi, Ella, Uncle Bruce, nice to see you. Hello there. Uncle Bruce, Oscar, how you doing, Oscar? Jeff, Palm Springs or Palm Desert? We're in Palm Desert, California. Palm Springs is about 8 miles to the west. We're in a valley that runs from the west all the way to the east. In the far west is Palm Springs. Then you have Cathedral City. Then you have Rancho Mirage. Then you have Palm Desert, Indian Wells, La Quinta, Indio, a number of all these communities now have bled together. They've all blended in. So it's one gigantic, long valley. When this area was first really exploited in the 50s, it really took off with Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball. You remember I Love Lucy, the television show? Lucy's husband in real life, Desi Arnaz, was a gambler, and he was a speculator, a land speculator, and he bought up a bunch of property out here in the desert where it was pure deserts. And he put together a group of business people to make an investment to build a golf course community. In other words, build a golf course and build houses around it, Indian Wells and Rancho Mirage. And he was one of the first investors in the early 50s. Now, Ricky or Desi Arnaz, I keep thinking Ricky Ricardo, but it's Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball. They created their television show in the early 50s, I think 51 to 54, 55, 56. And by 56, 57, he and Lucy, they sold their television show, the I Love Lucy show, as a syndication package to CBS, which eventually went to Viacom. Anyway, back in 56, 57, they received, I believe it was $8 million, the equivalent today of about $120 million, maybe more. And they took a bunch of that dough and they bought RKO Studios, which is where they shot their show. They bought the studio that they did their show in, and they kept producing I Love Lucy second generation, third generation shows and other shows through Desi Lou Productions. But he took several millions of dollars and invested out here in land, and then brought in business partners and developed the land into golf courses. Because this had been done in Palm Springs. Palm Springs on the far end of the valley was developed in the 30s, the 20s and the 30s as a tennis getaway and a golf course getaway for Hollywood actors and studio executives. This was the 2-hour drive out of Los Angeles to get away from the rat race of LA in the 20s and the 30s. Come out here into the desert and hang out here in the wintertime. Because in the wintertime, the highs were the 70s and the 80s, and the lows were in the 50s. Very comfortable. In the summertime, it would be too hot. They would then be in Lake Tahoe, higher elevation, or they'd be in LA by the beach. And of course, they'd be working. But in the wintertime, to get away for the winter and get a weekend away or get a week away, you would come out here, you'd build your home in the desert, and you'd play tennis and you'd play golf and you'd entertain guests and friends. Now, Mr. Arnaz and Ms. Ball figured out that we could do this with a television crowd. We'll buy up land and develop it, fully developed with homes, right, full-blown houses. And that way we will sell homes on golf courses, complete, right away. And it's just buy and enjoy. You don't have to worry about the build-out. And they did that for about a decade, and they made a bunch of money. And to this day, the original golf courses are still here, with surrounded by a lot of these properties, which have been, of course, revamped and redesigned over the years. But all of television and Hollywood from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, and 80s, they all came out here, including Bob Hope, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Elvis had a place out here. Everybody that was anybody, George Burns, Jack Benny was out here. They all had a place out here. So they had their Beverly Hills properties and they had their desert properties. And that's how they worked it. And of course, they built an international airport here in Palm Springs. And Bob Hope had his private jet here so that he could do concerts in St. Louis, in Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Chicago, and then fly into the desert on a Sunday afternoon. He'd fly in or whatnot, Saturday night, whatever it was, after his last show, he'd fly in here, and he'd be golfing Sunday morning, and he'd be here all week long until Thursday night, Friday. He'd have to fly out again to do his next series of shows or fundraisers or whatever he was doing. And he lived out here for decades. Became a very famous place, this area. Just incredible. Thumbs up, folks. Sharon, happy Thanksgiving. Bullcrap, Brucey, I have to ask, since it has been a while, what do you think of the Super Mario movie cartoon? Chris Pratt will be playing the voice of Mario, laughing out loud. You're asking the wrong guy. You're asking a 66-year-old guy who honestly couldn't give a crap about Mario anything. I'm too old. I missed it. Had I been 20 years younger, I know all about it. But it's not my gig. I'm sorry. MG Holland America to resume cruises in San Diego with 3 ships. Long Beach adds 3 ships as well. Our Rasbo, I'm glad to hear the cases are going down to Florida. I think the people got vaccinated that said they never would. I know someone like that finally got vaccinated. And Sylvia, hey, Bruce and all, I got my flu shot on Friday. I will get a booster shot sometime soon. Didn't want to get both shots at the same time, laughing out loud. Oscar, Uncle Bruce, what is the best way to get a casino room? They most all want me to have a card so they can see that I gamble. Yes, of course. So when you get on a cruise ship, you get the card and you shove it into the machine or show it off if you're playing craps or whatever you're doing, and you will earn points based on your play. If you generate enough revenue on board the cruise ship with enough play, you're going to start getting mailers from these guys. They'll start offering you deals, tournaments at sea, free cruises, all that kind of stuff. Bullcraft. I got my flu shot on Friday too. Rocky Bruce, the Carnegie Deli, New York, offers a Reuben on rye and a pastrami on rye for $21. They come with pickles, sauerkraut, coleslaw, and a house salad. There you go. Well, I can tell you right now, the Carnegie Deli, that is the real deal. Okay, and I'm gonna guess, Rocky, correct me if I'm wrong, but you probably are seeing imagery online. I'm going to guess that the pastrami is this thick. The Reuben is thick and it's massive. I can assure you that where I was Friday night at this casino, these sandwiches were like as thick um, a ham sandwich with a slice of cheese on it. It was pathetic. It was really thin, like not even a third the height of a typical New York deli sandwich. I mean, they're so thick you got to really work to get your mouth around one of them. Not here. They were pathetic. Double D. Hope my second dose goes well. Canberra, Australia has a 98.2% vaccination rate, one of the most vaccinated cities in the world. And congratulations to you. I commend you in Australia. You're doing it right. 1,500 people have passed away in the entire country of 25 million. Uh, well done. Well done. If only the rest of the world would follow. Andrew, hi, Bruce. Hey, Andrew, how you doing? Bull, I think I will be in New York City in a few weeks. I'm starting a new job soon. I have a week off to visit and have some fun. That'll be kind of nice. Rich, Florida is number 3 on the virus deaths. California is number 1. New York number 4. Politics both ways should be on pure science. I agree. Bull, sorry, Bruce. Poggers is what the kids say these days. So something is exciting. I have no idea what that means, but okay. Very good. Be honest now. Is there a brick wall behind those curtains behind you? No, there isn't. There's a sliding door, and there's an atrium to the outside. But the atrium, it's 4 walls, glass, wall, door, and then the roof is covered in a mesh to keep birds out and stuff. It's useless space. It's just useless space. But this is a 70s design. Like, this building was probably designed in 75, 76, 77, was built in 79, 80. And those atriums, many of these atriums have been removed, where literally they have taken this wall right out, this whole wall out, and have expanded this room right to the other wall, the living room wall, and have taken out the sliding doors and taken out the ceiling and have just covered it with a full roof. They've done that kind of a move to make this den a larger den by about 5 feet, but not this particular unit. Yeah, there's no brick wall there. Nikki, Sharon, we like pastrami Queen on Lexington and 78th. So good. Benji, Bruce, what is the number 1 cruise ship you and your wife have been on? What's the number 1 ship? Have we been on like a number 1? We've been on the Holland America Oosterdam ship, which we enjoyed very much. That was in 2008. The ship was 7 years old at the time. Beautiful. We were on the Norwegian Epic, in 2015. It was maybe 3 years old, something like that. It was very new, big ship. But we weren't fans of how crowded it was, and we weren't fans of the layout on some of the decks. It was a bit of a pain to get around. We also were not fans of having to reserve everything. Like the comedy show, we couldn't just show up if we felt like it. We had to reserve seating in advance. No charge, but we had to reserve it, and that didn't go too well. We were on the Explorer of the Seas, which is a Royal Caribbean ship. When we were on that ship, it was about 8 years old, and it was big, of course. But again, I wasn't a fan. I just it was too shopping mall like, too shopping mall like for me. Um, my daughter and I have been on the Norwegian Jade. That's similar in size to the Oosterdam for Holland America. It's about 965 feet long and 130 feet wide, something like that. With a promenade deck. I really like promenade decks. I kind of like walking around on the promenade deck, day or night. I love it. It's so relaxing and it's so therapeutic. Watching the water go by, listening to the sound of the waves crashing on the side of the ship or whatever. Really enjoy it. And so those are some of the ships that we haven't been on enough. Honestly, haven't been on enough. Stay there for a while and enjoy. Says Eddie MG. I've got a place in Thousand Palms with a freeway separating me from the Costco, Super Walmart, etc. I know where you're at. Louise, are you an avid golfer? I used to be. I used to be a nut about the game, but that has left me about 15 years ago. Nikki saying nice. Sharon saying nice. Nikki, Sharon, that was very smart of Desi to do that. I used to watch I Love Lucy all the time. My mom loves I Love Lucy. Desi Lou produced Star Trek. That's right. Mission Impossible. Many a Western. Yeah, they produced a lot of TV shows. The Rat Pack. That's right. Bullcraft. Uh, what time is sunset by you, Brucey? California sounds so nice. It's that. Is that where you will live in 2021 as well? Well, let me tell you. Sunset time right now. Let's see. 6:16 is sunset time right now. Sunrise 6:48 and sunset 6:16. Almost 12 hours of daylight now is what we're getting. But we will go down to about probably down to about 4:45 with the 1 hour change coming because we're going to fall back, and that'll shorten the days even more. But it'll lengthen the mornings. So, Bruce, who's your favorite comedian? Well, I'm old school. As a 66-year-old, I used to really enjoy the some of the great comics of the day. But I love Jerry Seinfeld these days. I saw him live a couple of years ago, about 3 years ago, in Calgary. Just a masterful performer, and of course all his work. I enjoy it so much. But I love comedy in general. So George Carlin I used to enjoy a lot, and a number of others. So have you run into any celebrities? No, no. Here in the desert, the population of this area is 250,000, and then with tourism and whatnot, that pushes it to 500,000. If you're a celebrity in this town, you're behind a gated something, and you might well be in an area where the houses are 3 million and up, 7 million and up, and so that's not my neighborhood. You don't shop at grocery stores as a celebrity. You don't shop. You have people that do that for you. So there are celebrities who live here year round for sure, but I've not run into any. Louise, you are a YouTuber star living as a Hollywood star. Oh, see, there you go. I'm a celebrity. People can now run into me. Laugh. I love you asking these questions, Bruce. Forgive me. Is it so great to see your reaction? I am a young guy in the chat laughing a lot. I love that you're here, man. It's great. Double D. I gotta be careful in the cruise ship casinos. You gotta be careful because very rigged. The machines, due to the ship being in international waters, they're able to avoid regulations. Yeah, but they do need winners. They need winners in these casinos to keep excitement going in the room, to others keep gambling. You need winners. Sharon, 42 thumbs ups. We can do better than that for Bruce. We have 80 people here. If you're able to hit the thumbs up button for me, that would be much appreciated. This is 7 minutes ago, though. I'm 7 minutes behind, so maybe by now you've helped out. But if you could throw some thumbs ups for me, I'd love to hit 100 tonight. Louise, the Carnegie Deli food sounds delicious. Kevin Chapman, meet me in Vegas in 2 weeks, Uncle Bruce. I hope Southern California is treating you well. Louise, how many bedrooms in your condo? We have a total of two plus this den, which doubles as an office / bedroom. This is where I do my work, so we really only have two. Rich, Katz Deli in New York, huge sandwiches, and it's wonderful. A Bullcraft is tour California rental condo, a 1 bedroom, 1 kitchen, 1 living room. We would love a house tour of your house. Yeah, this is a 1,500 square foot condo. This is not a tiny little thing. You can rent 2 bedrooms that are 1,000 square feet. And then, of course, you can always stay in like embassy suites, where you have a bedroom and a kitchenette and a living room area. If you're going to be down for like 2 weeks or something like that, so you can do some home cooking, or you can, buy a pizza and have leftover pizza the next day in your own unit with a microwave. But if you're going to do it the way we are for 3 months or longer, you want to have your own kitchen, your own dishwasher, dishes. We go Costco shopping and make our own meals, from time to time. That's how you're going to do it. What are you drinking? The Diet Coke. I'm drinking Diet Coke. I'm booked on the new Rotterdam, says Nick. Eddie, people should check out Shipmates. Load all you cruises and keep records of your cruises. Sharon, my favorite ship so far is the Oasis of the Seas. It was so well compartmentalized, so there was a lot to do, but I didn't feel excessively crowded. Very good. MG, the new ships built today do not have promenade decks. It's wall-to-wall cabins, no room to lay around the Lido decks because they're filled with roller coasters. Rosbo, I'm going on the Oasis in July. James, I went on a Disney Wonder. I was shocked that there wasn't anywhere to go and watch the wake of the ship other than the buffet. That's one of my favorite things to do in the cruise. I love it. I love it at the back of the ship. I really do. I love the same thing, watching the back there of the wake. Shoot, I meant to ask if your California rental home, a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 kitchen. Sorry, it's so hard to type in my iPod. Yeah, we're 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2-car garage. Yeah, it's not cheap. Cloud9. Hi, Bruce from Calgary. I missed out on the double CNA points that Royal Caribbean was offering, just in time for when I'm thinking of booking a cruise for next year. Gotcha. Nick, I know a guy who lives in a gated community, the state penitentiary. Oops, promenade. Top 5 comics for me. Let's see. Thumbs ups from Bullcraft. MG Bruce, can you Matterport your condo? No, I won't do that. Cloud7, happy Thanksgiving, by the way. Did you eat turkey? No, we did In-N-Out today. We had an In-N-Out Thanksgiving feast. Benji, top 5 comics in order. Rickles, Carlin, Louis C.K. Chappelle, and Seinfeld. Kevin 310, apologies for me being late and asking, have you moved out of your British Columbia home and are now enjoying the sunbirds, the Palm Desert permanently? We sold our house in British Columbia, sold it. We've moved out. We gave away or offloaded 90% of the furniture and a lot of crap. Had a major league dump run of stuff that we got rid of forever. We rented a U-Haul truck 24 feet long to take the rest of our stuff that was left over to Calgary. It's all in a storage unit. We towed our car behind the truck to Calgary. All our stuff's in storage. My car is now with my cousin. He's taking care of it. And we flew from Calgary after 3 weeks of staying in a Holiday Inn Express. We flew from Calgary here to Palm Desert, where we're now renting a condo until the end of this year. Not quite 3 full months. And we will now decide in the next 4 to 6 weeks exactly what our plans are for January, February, and March. We'll hopefully figure that out soon, and we'll let you know. But at the moment, that's what we're doing. We're renting a Tesla just on a temporary basis till the end of the year, and we're loving it. And we're enjoying the condo. We're on a golf course, and we love it here. We've been here before. We know the area well. and we're loving life, and we're now unwinding from all the stress of listing the house, cleaning up the house, showing off the house, getting offers for the house, accepting an offer for the house, packing up the house, getting rid of crap from the house, emptying the dang house, getting to Calgary with the crap from the house, closing the sale of the house, storaging everything, packing to travel, and offloading more stuff to the storage because we packed too much. Finally, getting out of Calgary to here, and now the first 5 days. And I'm still doing my channel in the meantime of all that. So that's what's going on here. 60 thumbs ups now, 40 to go. Thank you, everybody, for helping out. If you can help us with a thumbs up, get us to 100 thumbs up. That would be great today. My apartment in New Jersey is 1 bedroom, 1 kitchen, 1 living room, 1 bathroom. It's nice. But I like it. But you are living in paradise, buddy. Yes, we are. James, so you aren't in Crescent anymore? No, we're out. We're not going back. We're gone. Kevin, wow, congrats, Bruce. Welcome to Southern California for the next couple of months. Warm up for a change. Exactly. We love it here. We've lived here for 7 years, from 2000 to 2007. We know the area, and we miss it. And we just love coming back here. And we're looking forward to the next 3 months. Now, January, February, March, I don't know where we're going to end up. Maybe Florida, maybe on a cruise ship for 2 or 3 or 4 cruises. We'll do some meet and greets, we hope. And then back to Canada. We'll be back in Canada for a while, and perhaps in the summertime. Not sure exactly when, but perhaps in July, August, we might fly to Europe, and we might do a 2-month, 3-month European extravaganza. And that could include cruises, river cruises, visitations with relatives, rail pass type vacation. We don't know. Again, all up in the air. And of course, the COVID virus variants will have everything to do with our future anyway. So there's all that too. Okay. Bruce, according to all the preppers out there, the world may be coming to an end, and stock up on supplies to stay where you're at. It's supposed to be one of the worst winters in the U.S. history. There you go. Any plans to visit New York City? That is always in the back of my mind. The Big Apple, one of my favorite cities of all cities. There could well be a trip there, but I do not know how, I do not know when, and I don't know for how long. But when it happens, you're going to know about it. Oh, I won't be hiding that. Stuff. And George Carlin, Google George Carlin stuff. One of the greatest comedy bits of all time. Yes, come to New York City. Ark, about to cook here, so wanted to say congrats again on your new place. Looks wonderful, and you deserve it. See you next time. Ark, you guys, congratulations on 1,000 subscribers. Way to go, you guys. Welcome to the 4-digit club. It's great. I would love to see a TWB River Cruise vlog. Indeed, that would be something too. Stay tuned for this channel. There will be videos coming up soon of life in Palm Desert. I will put something together. I figured the first week is mine. That's how I figured it. I figured the first week is mine to unwind, and then we'll see from there. So stand by, people. Stand by. Bullcrap Bruce is so cool. Thank you very much for those kind words. Cheers to all of you around the world who are watching me, no matter where you are. Thank you for being here. Do me a favor. If you're watching right now, tell me the city that you live in and what's your temperature today. What's your temperature? Tell me, what city are you watching me from around the world so that everyone can see where everyone is from. Let us know. I'm in Palm Desert, California, and we hit 81 today. Cheers to all of you. Oh, that feels so good. Tell me, everybody, where are you watching me from? What city are you in, and what kind of temperature are you dealing with out there? Be safe and make a winner. Chicken dinner, says Eddie. You got it. I live in central New Jersey. There's some good people live there. Eddie, it's Charlotte, North Carolina, and we're at 72 degrees. I live in central New Jersey. Here we go. Arc, Florissant, Missouri, and it's 64 degrees out right now. I think that's near St. Louis. MG, Seal Beach, it's 67 right now. Kevin, 68 degrees in Santa Monica. That's not a bad place to live either. Kirk, New York City right now, 72 degrees in the city that is so nice. They named it twice. Rumor has it, if you can make it there, in New York City, you can make it anywhere. That's the deal, baby. Bergen, Aarhus, Denmark, 7 Celsius is where I'm at. Welcome, my friend. Salinas, California, 69 degrees today. Sandy, Red Cliff, Alberta, 65. Greetings, fellow Albertans. Nice to hear from you. Bullcraft Max, 64 degrees. Sorry, forgot to add that. In central New Jersey. Arc Adventures, 12 miles from downtown St. Louis is where we are. That's where we are. Where's Jen? Jen's in the living room watching TV. She's going to be watching Monday Night Football. If it hasn't started already, she's watching the pregame. Northern New Jersey, 67, says Raspo. That's what we got here. Bullcraft Ferrigan, how are you, man? Hope all is well. Rocky, Chesapeake, Virginia, west of Virginia Beach, 68 Fahrenheit now, 85 this Friday. Fantastic. We have 69 folks watching us right now from around the world. I know we have viewers from Australia, from Canada, the USA, from Europe, and I welcome all of you to this show and this channel. You're so welcome here. Love that you're here. Ferrigan, Bullcraft Max, all is well. Paul Jordan, good afternoon. Bruce from Melbourne, sunny, 18 degrees Celsius. Winter is quickly ending in Australia. Spring is in the air. Summer's to follow. It sounds great. Nathan Rada, welcome, Nathan. Cool. Welcome to the show on the channel tonight, Nathan. I'm glad you could make it and say hi to us. We have 62 folks watching from around the world here, and like I say, we are grateful that you're all here. I'm going to be back on the air tomorrow morning at 8:30 Eastern Time on my other channel, Stock Markets with Bruce, where I cover the stock markets in plain English. I will try to tell you what's going on and why. And I do a morning show that usually lasts about 3 hours. And I do an afternoon show at 3 o'clock Eastern Time for about an hour, hour and a half. The final hour of trading to finish up the day. And I welcome any and all of you to that. If you want to find out what's happening in the markets. Brent Rogers is here. Annie and Brent from Ancaster, Ontario. We're about 20 degrees Celsius. Now, are you anywhere near Kitchener-Waterloo, Guelph, Elmira, Cambridge, Hanover, London? Kind of give me a lay of the land. Where exactly are you guys? Brent, tell me. Traveling Hawk, Houston, Texas, where it's 80 right now. Waiting on a cool front later this week. Right on, Traveling Hawk. Thank you for telling me where you are. Sharon, have a great night, Bruce and TLB family. Thank you, Sharon, so much for helping out tonight, as always, with the thumbs ups count. Love it. Love that. Yeah, Ancaster, Ontario. For some reason, I think you're near KW. You're near Elmira. You're near you're near a couple of places. Hang on, Kevin. Are you thinking about a short-term PO box rental? Where do I send your Christmas card to? Last year, you may recall, my card got you very delayed, courtesy of the U.S. Pony Express. If you want to send something to us, the best thing to do is right here. Here's the address right here. Take a screenshot of this. Send it to me, Bruce Farmer, at P.O. Box 23141, RPO Mission. That stands for RPO stands for Remote Post Office. In Mission, in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. The city is Calgary, the province Alberta, the country Canada, T2S 2B1. So it's Bruce Farmer, second line, P.O. Box 23141, next line, RPO Mission, next line, Calgary, Alberta, next line, Canada, T2S 2B1. Send us stuff there. My daughter is handling all the mail for us, and we'll be back up there and we'll check it out. I thank all of you who ask and who send us stuff. I do appreciate it. That's also kind of you. Fantastic. Let's see here. Here we go. Yeah, Kevin, thank you for that. Bullcraft. Hope everyone has a good, nice evening. Great to be here after a while. Bull, you take care. Cloud 7 Travel, it was. Jeannie, well, we will catch up with you on Friday. So happy to see you. You're in Palm Desert enjoying life. We'll be on the air 7 o'clock Friday night for trivia on this channel for sponsor members and also members of Stock Markets with Bruce. Members of that channel, dual telecast on both channels at the same time. Come on over. Good night. Sorry about this iPad. Bull, you take care. Brent, we're part of Hamilton, the Hammer. Okay, so you're near Ancaster, St. Catharines, Niagara-on-the-Lake, Hamilton area. Gotcha. Yeah, okay, now I know. Right on. Cloud 7, it was 5 to 6 Celsius today here in Calgary, quite a bit lower than historical averages for the day here. A little cool MG, high winds expected Palm Springs area. Be careful. Yeah, we're staying inside. We're safe and sound as a pound. We're all good inside here. Have a great evening, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Join us Friday on this channel for trivia, sponsor members, and also tomorrow morning, 8:30, Stock Markets with Bruce. If you want to find out what's going on in the markets in plain English, join me there. Have a pleasant evening. Stay safe. Don't get sick on me. Remember to wear your masks. Show social distance. And we'll talk to you real soon. Keep an eye on this channel for upcoming videos. We'll be starting to crank out some Palm Desert videos rather shortly. Thank you again, everybody. Have a wonderful evening, a great week, and thank you for all your support of this channel. We'll talk to you real soon. Goodbye from Palm Desert, California. Have a good night, says Farragon. Good night, says Sandy. Jeff, toodles. That's right, toodlesies, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.